Hello and welcome into the Hogs Happy Hour here on Four Star Sports Media Network. As always, I'm your host Blake. I'm joined by Jason, and apparently the ghost of Ashton Wilson will be appearing throughout the show. So if you hear a random voice, it's the voice of Ashton. So, Jason, how's the week been going?
Uh, it could be better. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, other than a flat tire, and it's, I mean, doesn't get any better than that.
no, no. Oh, wait, I hear something. I hear something. Is that who I think it is? Is that the ghost of Ashton? Uh, maybe.
I think
All
he really
right.
might be gone.
I think he might be gone. Anyways,
No, I'm here.
oh,
No,
there
I'm
he
here.
is.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to
Dude,
the show, Ashton.
this thing is disconnected and connected 15 times.
Yeah. So, so, all right. Before we get started, I'm going to show a little clip that our great athletic director Hunter Yurchek posted today. So, we'll we'll play this and we'll just we'll talk about it.
Buckle up! Wait a minute, you're still here?
So that was now I come to find out that that was actually an old video. They just added that last part in. Um, Hunter Yurchek posted that when the I think when Musselman signed his
Mhm.
extension, but they added that last piece in of whoa, you're still here. So if the boss man posts that video, we're going to assume that Eric Musselman is not looking for any more jobs anymore. So he should be back as the head hog for your great basketball team. So, all right, Jason, any thoughts on that?
I don't know. I'm just gonna put my tinfoil hat on, and he has yet to even like the tweet or anything about it,
Mm,
Musselman wise, and it's just something seems a little weird about it.
it does seem a little weird. All right,
Uh,
Ash,
I,
Ashton, how happy are you that Musselman's coming back? Because I just know you just love Eric Musselman, and he's gone, and he's gone. Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
oh,
Someone keeps blowing my phone up.
Okay.
So my guess is that Hunter Yurchek, the way he advertises and markets, that there's a good chance that that was not put out without probably the consent of Coach Muss, if I had to bet. So most
Hmm.
likely you're looking at Musselman coming back for, was it year 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're
yeah,
six.
that's I don't think Hunter Yurachek would do anything to jeopardize the relationship that he has with Coach Musselman.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Bus. I mean, Hunter's he's the boss man. So if I mean, now it is kind of weird that Musselman didn't really retweet it, or now the basketball account
Well, yeah,
has retweeted it, but
from
not
what
him
I've
himself.
from what I've read about it, that video being posted wasn't approved by Musselman. It was approved by the basketball athletic department, and the athletic department is the one that gave the green light for it. So
Yeah. So
it may be. I don't know. As right now, he's coming back.
I
That's.
mean, we're all conspiracy theorists here.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
love, I
so
love
no,
love my tinfoil hat.
yeah, no. I think us fans are just looking into it way too much.
Hmm.
And he's coming
But
back. I think the reports of him leaving were I mean, kind of blown out of proportion. I mean, the jobs he was linked to was SMU and Louisville. They're not great basketball programs right now. Yes, Arkansas had a down year, but if you look at our previous three to 4 years, it's been a great run. So, just him linked to those jobs to me was kind of weird to begin with.
what took him so long to even say that he was coming
I don't
back?
know. Well, he's trying to get as
Uh,
much money as possible. So,
well, I mean, the weird thing, he Musselman does not have an agent at all. He is his own agent.
no, no,
Um,
he's shopping his own stuff around.
yeah.
Well, I look at I was watching I was listening to the radio today, and they were talking about how back in the day, Nolan Richardson seems like every year a coach's name is thrown into a rumor, a pot of a rumor for this job or that job, and Nolan Richardson was, on a list for the Atlanta Hawks job, and then the Ohio State job, and the Michigan job. Um, so I guess when you're a coach at Arkansas and you've been successful, it's nothing new for your name to be thrown out for coaching positions. Don't be surprised if you hear coming up soon Coach Musselman's name on the list for the USC job as Andy Enfield. I don't know if he has left yet for SMU, but he was definitely on the list for SMU.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's unofficially official. I think with that. So, but I mean, I mean, as we know, money talks. I mean, especially at his age, he's
And that,
trying to get as much money toward the end of his career.
Blake, what's odd is SMU has a basketball stadium that holds 5,000 people sold out. Arkansas has a stadium that holds 20,000 people sold out. So imagine if you're not sold out, you're probably 15,000 people as compared to a non-sold out stadium at SMU of 3,000, 4,000 people. So I mean, to me, it's just like it's a step down. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what if he's just not happy here at all and he wants to have a change of scenery? He may not like things that are going on behind the scenes.
I mean,
That could be very well, could very well be the truth. It may just be sick of things the way things are going, but I don't know that for a fact.
Because look at NIL. It seems to me that Arkansas is struggling with NIL, but if you go to a place like SMU that has a lot of money to put into this kind of stuff, it may be a little bit different.
yeah. I'm hopeful that we get this NIL figured out eventually. I mean, it's not going to be in the next couple months, but maybe next year or two we do figure out our NIL situation. Um, so yeah, as Wes said, your chick made it, official today with the bus video. So it's I mean he's back. He's out recruiting. I mean not recruiting. Well, I guess you call it recruiting at the transfer portal. But if you notice, he's taking his time. I mean, he has contacted 5,000
Hmm.
people, but he is
He,
taking his time.
yeah, he contacted me too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't. Well,
They had me listed as a 5'10" forward from Benton, Arkansas.
Well, there's some talent there in the Central Arkansas area, so he's just trying to find somebody.
He's
But
got
the
his.
three,
I was like, he's got to find somebody
yeah,
from Arkansas to put on the roster.
yeah, right now there's not a scholarship player, but the three main players, one of them has visited, and Josh Cohen. He's a 6'10" forward from UMass. Averaged about 16.7 rebounds last year. According to On3.com, he is the 26th best transfer or player in the transfer portal. Now, he did visit, I think, on Tuesday. So it's good that he actually visited. And then the coaches had a Zoom meeting with, I want to mess up this name, but the first name is Clifford Omor Rai. He's the second ranked player in the portal. He's a center. And then we also have had a lot of contact with Sam Alexis. He's a 6'9" forward from UT Chattanooga. He averaged about 11 points, 9 rebounds, and he's the 16th ranked player in the portal. So again, he's taking his time, and if you notice with these guys, they are not guards. You know, the three main guys that had been attached to Arkansas right now, they're your forward center type of players. So maybe must learn from last year not to be guard heavy in the portal and go out and get 9 guards.
It makes me wonder, with the tournament still going on, how many guys enter the portal later on, and how many of these rankings, change. Like, well, the number 2
Hmm.
player in the portal now, does he drop to the number 20 player in the portal?
Yeah.
And certain,
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's kind of hard for me to judge talent in the portal right now as compared to like who could be in the portal later. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
But
And
the thought process to go get some dudes who can get on the boards. We just got exposed this year inside, and I'm not shocked to see him contacting so many forwards. Now, don't get me wrong, he's contacted a lot of guards too,
hmm.
but he's contacted a lot more forwards this year than it seems like he did last year.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he also has a lot more to replace this year than
Yeah.
last
We
year.
got what? What? We got 4 scholarship players left, I
Yeah.
think. So it's which those 4 could still transfer or go tr try to go pro. So, but anyways, you know I think must learn from last year's portal class. He was very guard heavy. So I think this year you're going to see some more big men, and he's also got some talented freshmen coming in. Those 2 coming in from the high school level. So you know just the year in basketball, it was what it was, and we did not enjoy it. I tell you that. But so well, maybe some commitments will start coming in here soon. I know Arkansas fans are getting kind of worried. Haven't really seen anybody want to
Mm.
come play for the Hogs, but some of them were probably worried about Musselman's future as well.
I think it's okay. I mean, some of these teams are still playing in the tournament that are going to have transfers. I
Hmm.
mean, you want to try
Yeah,
to get, you want to try to get the best players that you can, and if some of them are still playing, you miss out on those if you end up filling all your spots.
yeah. I saw like some names that weren't on there, like a kid from James Madison. Remember a week ago, 2 weeks ago, this kid's not in the portal. Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Team loses out, and all of a sudden they're in the portal. So things definitely change. uh, to fill your roster immediately. I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it's a bad thing to fill roster spots, because right now there are some guys who, if you can take advantage of the fact that a lot of teams are still playing, yeah, you go out and get them. I think Cohen's
Hmm.
a good ball player. Go look at his
Hmm.
numbers. But then again, you know, numbers don't always mean good and helpful. But Cohen played for a UMass team that was a winning program. They had a winning
Hmm.
record, which again, you don't want to recruit the best players from the worst teams.
Hmm.
That'll
And
get you in a lot of trouble.
here's something we'll say about Cohen. If you know anything about SEC basketball, you probably know who Frank Martin is, former coach of South Carolina.
Yes.
He's a very hard-nosed coach.
Yep.
Well, he's now the coach at UMass. So,
Yeah.
you know, Cohen coming in, if he decides to come to Arkansas, he's not going to be a soft dude.
No, I
Right.
mean I've heard nothing but good things, about his leadership abilities too.
Uh,
Which to me, that's what our team lacked last season. Um,
yeah.
it's I don't know what was going on in that locker room, but it just seemed like there was there's no true leader of the team.
It was a
The
love
triangle.
triangle. That's what it was. All right. So, usually at this time of year, Arkansas is still preparing and fans are getting ready to watch some Sweet 16 matchups involving our beloved Hogs. But, unfortunately this year, that's not happening. But the tournament starts back up tonight around 6 o'clock. So Clemson, Arizona will be first, and then San Diego State, UConn, and then Bama, North Carolina. That should be a good one. And then Illinois and Iowa State. Now I am leading the bracket challenge because I just randomly pick good teams, and I have UConn winning it all, and I've watching them play. I feel very confident in that choice. Which I know Ashton said he hasn't watched much of the tournament because he hates college sports now. So
I really, to be completely honest with you, there's only one college sport I've really watched, and that's been NCAA baseball.
yeah,
Because in NCAA baseball, it's almost like the portal doesn't matter, or not the portal, but the NIL side of things doesn't matter
hmm
because you're not getting paid a whole lot of money to come join a baseball program. That's just not where the
yeah,
money's at. But
yeah.
Blake, you can watch that at 6. I think I'll watch Arkansas and LSU at 6.
Well, no, I'm watching Arkansas LSU. I mean, during commercials I'll flip, or if you got YouTube TV, you can split your screen into four squares and you can watch them all.
Blake, not all of us make $1 million.
You know
Well,
how expensive
I,
YouTube TV is.
I know. Well, that's why you got to find all those promo codes and then just I won't give away
Oh,
my secrets too much, but. But yeah, I mean, just speaking on the tournament, SEC showed a very disappointing effort. Now not tooting our own horn here, but we did call the Kentucky upset last week before it happened. So we said, watch out.
yeah,
And
it's. I mean, as if I was a Kentucky fan, I would just be sick.
yep. Oh, now I'm by myself. Oh, there he is. I was by myself for a second.
No, Blake, you're never by yourself.
I remember that girl in the dress, Ashton, the ghost at school. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I do remember that. That's wild that you remember that. I would never even
Yeah.
thought about that.
But yeah. Anyways, tournament continues. Watch it if you want to. It's. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I know a lot of people are upset there wasn't very many upsets or whatnot. So, but it is still the NCAA tournament. But now I will say the real superstars are on the women's side of the tournament. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and
What's her
Brink.
name? Cameron Brink.
Yeah, Brink
Dude,
from Stanford.
she makes me look like a midget.
She's like 90% legs, 10% body. And then,
Did you see her and the girl from Iowa State going at it?
oh yeah, hmm
Oh my gosh! You want to talk about
yeah,
two different builds of players? Both of those kids are absolute animals
yep.
as
They're,
post players.
hmm yeah. But so the to be honest, I couldn't name you probably three men's basketball players right now. But like I said, the superstars are on the girls' side this year. But all right, we're gonna switch gears to spring football now. Before we go to spring football, Ashton has brought this up in our group chat about how recruiting doesn't matter, and this is how we see recruiting nowadays on across the nation here. Yeah, all it is it's a big old auction, okay? Because Arkansas has lost two big commitments, and you can, I mean, if you just look at it, you could probably point to the NIL. Maybe another school is offering them more money or whatnot. But as Ashton has said, recruiting right now doesn't matter. Like, well, commitments don't matter right now because it's all about who can give them the most money.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, we think about it. Teenage kids, adult men who are dishonest. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, and I mean it's kind of off topic here, but there's a report that Deion Sanders he doesn't even really recruit like he doesn't go visit the high schools. You know, he's he's going to build his team through the transfer portal and probably get 4 or 5 guys from high school.
Well, I mean, that's a good. I mean, you
That's
don't
a
have
good
to.
plan. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
you don't have.
but like, that's not an unusual thing at this point? Like, I feel
hmm
No.
like that's gonna be the new norm. Like everybody just fills their roster up full of guys that they're only gonna have for a year or two.
yeah.
Uh, but I kind of wonder. I look at teams like Georgia. Like, is their recipe recruiting high school kid? Like half and half and developing. Is that still is that the way everybody should go? But I wonder, is Arkansas able to do something like that? Like, can we recruit that many high school kids, and those high school kids be good ball players?
Um,
I don't think so.
yeah, I think nowadays the majority of your starters have to be,
Mhm.
I think, transfer portal and not guys that maybe are on their first or second year
Mhm.
out of high school. Like they have some decent playing experience.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Um, I wonder, also, like, do you even have to go to the Division 1 level there's so many different levels available to you, JUCO, FCS, heck, D2. I mean, think about the running
Yeah.
back from Missouri. Um,
hmm Yeah.
there's just so many diamonds in the rough right now, as far as talent goes. And do you want a guy who's spent a year or two of college under his belt, or do you want a kid who tore it up in his high school league, uh, uh, or uh, or do you want to? Sorry, a softball literally just came to
Yeah.
my head, and I
No.
caught it.
Yeah.
Uh, Foul ball, and I caught it with my bare hand. I think everybody's like stunned. Uh, or do you want to recruit high school kids who tore it up in their league, but maybe they were in a small high school league and the
Mhm.
talent around them wasn't very good, so it just made them look good. You
Yeah.
just never know. You just never know.
Yeah. Well, I think Sam Pittman kind of answered that question about talent at the high school because he said Isaiah, at Fayetteville High, he was just running go routes and that was pretty much it. So, like as a receiver, he wasn't kind of polished with the route running. Whereas now, Pittman has said he has, he's kind of flourished under this offense. He's becoming a better overall receiver. So I think those kids out of high school, they're not as well rounded as your second year or third year player.
That's why you see more players coming out of the portal now versus being recruited at high school.
Yeah, and I think that's the way it's going to continue to be. Is you get guys out of
Yeah,
the portal,
yeah,
um, because it's just easier. I mean, if we're being honest, you've got to offer these high school kids so much more money, than you do these portal kids, because these high school kids think they're worth so much more than what they really
Mhm.
are worth. Um, Versus a kid who is just maybe perhaps looking for playing time. I can't even imagine, Blake and Jason. I couldn't imagine telling somebody that over playing time I'd rather have $1 million. Like, I want to
yeah.
play. That's why I'm in sports. I want to play. I don't want to sit the bench just because you pay me more.
hmm Yeah,
I mean, unfortunately, you don't see any more like somebody who's proud to play for, wants to play for a school. They go to whichever school gives them the most money.
yeah.
There's no loyalty anymore.
Nope.
Now I got a
Nope.
question now. if NIL existed back when Darren McFadden was in school, do you think he ends up at Arkansas?
Yeah, actually I do.
You
But the
think so?
reason for it is NIL would have been in its infancy then, and during the days of McFadden, kids came and played at Arkansas because they loved Arkansas.
Mhm.
Kids didn't come play at Arkansas because you can give them more money. They wanted to wear the Razorback logo. They wanted to have a Razorback across their chest. Where now, wearing Razorback across your chest don't mean diddly squat to a bunch of these kids. And you talk about loyalty. Yeah, loyalty is a big part of it. They don't care.
Now,
Yeah.
here's something else to think about. All these kids that are in high school like now, most of their life, Arkansas has been bad. You know, you look at the recent memory. You know how long we've been. You know, I have pretty bad seasons. That's a lot of years for these high school kids that seen Arkansas play bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I will say, I don't, I was scrolling through Twitter this week and I wish I knew who said this tweet, but you know who would be the perfect NIL director for Arkansas? That would be,
Ashton
Houston,
Wilson.
no, not Ashton, but what Jason said, Houston Dale Nutt. Because he
Heck
can,
yeah, dude.
I
Dude,
mean,
talk about someone uh, who could really make Arkansas look good.
yeah. So, but but to answer your question, Jay, I do think just because McFadden just loves Arkansas, and I think he loved Houston Nutt. He's going to play for him regardless. And if NIL was available at the time, I think some businesses would have gave him as much money as he
yeah,
wanted.
as many
But
plates of barbecue.
yeah, no, and a few plates. If you don't know John Daly, the great John Daly, we love him. Said something along the lines of the quarterback is getting paid millions of dollars, where the offensive line is getting paid with plates of barbecue. So like, no wonder they didn't want to snap him the ball.
But no hate to rights of barbecue though.
No, haven't tried it yet,
Yeah.
but I've heard it's great. I'm sure Ashton's tried it. He's a
I'll
foodie.
I'll try just about anything, Blake.
There will be a scrimmage this Saturday for spring football. Pittman said it's going to run about 130 to 140 plays. So he said there'll be 50 plays for the ones, 50 plays for the twos, and about 30 to 40 plays for the threes. So should be some good action. He's kind of opened up the facility to the media this year, so I'm sure we'll have plenty of clips to watch. So, and I think I'm pretty sure it's open to the public if you want to go check it out. I think it's free admission. There's no concession, but you can bring in your own water and food if you want to. All right. So now back to Ashton's favorite sport. Of course, he's a former college baseball player. All right, Arkansas starts their baseball series tonight at 6 o'clock on ESPN2. So it's on actual cable. You don't have to find a stream or anything. 6 o'clock again tonight. Um, Now, what's interesting is that LSU is not going to start their ace tonight. Okay, so their ace is Luke Holman. Okay, and was announced as the second night starter instead of the opening series starter. So, for some reason, LSU wants to not play Luke Holman tonight, which is fine. But we also noticed that Brady has been, I guess you can call it demoted to the third starter. So Ashton, chime in real quick if you can on the baseball game series. Oh, I guess I need to add him
You're talking about Tiger.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I'm not shocked that he was. I'm not shocked that he was moved to the third starter because Tiger. I don't know the last couple starts. he still strikes people out, but his just he hasn't had a whole lot of command uh, with his fastball, and really his best pitch is his curveball. His curveball hasn't had a whole lot of command. He's hit a couple guys in plus counts, like 0-2, 1-2 counts, and he hits them. And you've got to be able to finish people off with that count. So I'm not shocked. But Mason Molina, on the other hand, hey, props to Coach Van Horn, who's tossing a bone to a kid who's really been shoving on the mound. Big, he's been a huge addition for Arkansas, especially in the rotation. But dude, forget the rotation. The depth of that pitching staff is ridiculous, and it just keeps getting better because guys keep coming back from injury, and they're really bolstering that bullpen. And so you don't have to think about last couple of years. You don't have to rely upon Kevin Kopps so much if you have another arm or two down there. So this year, there's not like you don't have to just go to the well every time for the same guy. You have guys that can just step in and can really throw the ball well to help take some pressure off other arms. But I'll tell you this, Blake and Jason, it's good to go to like Will McIntyre, but it's also good to not have to use Will McIntyre every freaking game. So
Jason and I talked about. You were not on last week, but I said that this is probably the best pitching staff Dave Van Horn has had in a very long time.
Oh yeah, definitely, no doubt, no doubt about it. Yeah. If there's one weakness of Arkansas, the one weakness of Arkansas is that that I'm not convinced that we're a very good offensive team. I'm not convinced yet. You win 2 out of 3 from LSU this weekend. I might be convinced.
Yeah. So just going over some stats real quick. So if you just look at this game on paper, LSU should win. They have a better batting average. They're at .293. We're at .279. They have more home runs. They have more RBIs, more stolen bases. Now we have a better ERA, but they have more strikeouts, and our opponent's batting average is a little bit less than theirs. So just looking at it, LSU checks a lot of the categories. So we'll see. I mean, so Auburn was ranked, and we handled them pretty well. I mean, we won two out of 3. So, and one of those games, Van Horn was not there, so he had the birth of his grandchildren. Okay, more than one. So again, they play tonight, 6:00 on ESPN2. So as you're checking out March Madness as well, check this game out. And I think tomorrow night's on SEC Network, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
and I think
it's on SEC Network.
And then Saturdays, I think it's on the Plus.
I'm looking at LSU's schedule so far this year, and they've only played 2 ranked opponents the entire year.
Yeah. And which Ashton may know this. Didn't Mississippi State beat them like in their first series?
Yeah, they mercy ruled them their third game.
Yeah. So I mean, I saw the ranking of 7 or 8 depending on who you look at, and just remembering some of their scores, I was kind of shocked by it. But
and they also lost a series against Florida right after that.
Yeah. So,
got mercy ruled against Florida.
So now, during the week, the Hogs did. Then they play Euler, I believe.
Yeah, they played Euler, and I think I've told y'all before that Coach Curry, his daughter is one of my students there here in Benton. He's a great dude, man. But it's a different matchup for Ohio Valley Conference. Go up to SEC, land, and again, we're talking about Arkansas staff. Our midweek starter is could be a starter for just about any Division I program on the weekend. So for us to roll out an arm that's at 94, 95 off the bump. Most teams have that guy pitching on Friday night. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, but again, 6 o'clock ESPN2. Check them out. With baseball, there's so many games, so if they lose one, it's going to be
It's
okay.
okay.
It's okay.
It ain't gonna be okay for me, Blake.
I know. You're gonna be blowing our phones up. Fire Van Horn.
There is a ledge
He's
here at this baseball field where I'm at, so
yeah.
don't be surprised.
So
I'm
all right. So
actually
we have. Go ahead.
I'm actually watching Benton play Sheridan in a conference game right now, baseball
Yeah.
and softball.
Well, if there's any basketball players out there, please forward them to Eric Musselman, if at all possible. All right, I want to talk about the NFL. Okay, they have some big time changes coming up, and one of them I'm very confused on, and I just need to see it in action. Now, I know the XFL has done it, but this new kickoff rule, ooh, it is it's a change. It's not just a little tweak
Is that
where
the
they're
one
like,
where they like move them up to like the 30, and then once the ball's caught, they can go? Is that right?
yeah, they can't move until
Yeah.
the ball's caught, and then they can go. They're like
That's
five
gonna
yards
be
apart.
that's
But
gonna
if
be
they're
well, not 5 yards apart, but
no,
Well, I
no,
but
no,
mean,
no,
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 they
no,
are.
they're about 5 yards apart.
You got the kicking team, receiving team.
oh, I thought the guy who actually receives is near the end zone, and then the other team is is on the 30. But of course, the upbacks are
Yeah,
5 yards apart.
yeah. I mean, the guy catching it, he's
Yeah.
he's he's
Yeah, I'm
further
sorry.
away.
I should
Yeah,
have clarified. I should have clarified what
yeah,
I meant.
yeah.
But
But the teams they're very close.
if he catches it in the landing zone, he has to return it.
Yeah, yeah,
There's no fair catch.
yeah. There's no fair catch. No, and there's three different spots it can end up at. I don't know.
You can still do an onside kick, but you gotta let them know ahead of time. So there's
Yeah.
gonna be no more surprise onside kicks.
Hey,
Right.
hey, Wilson, can you tell that
Yeah.
ump that he's awful? Okay.
I
Which one?
I don't know.
don't know.
Whichever one the crowd's yelling at.
Oh, yeah. There was a call. There was just a call made of a foul ball, and the crowd did not like it from Sheridan, and they were letting him hear all about it.
And then
Yeah.
the other rule is going to get a lot of teams in trouble is the hip drop tackle or whatever you want to call it. That's another call the refs are going to have to make in full speed. I mean, it's for the safety of the game, but it's going to be a judgment call. We know how judgment calls go.
Yeah. Judgment calls.
Yeah.
We don't have those non pass interference, judgment calls.
Yeah.
Anything judgment makes me want to puke.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all have anything else before we close it down?
No, it was pretty short and sweet show, but covered a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Tune in and watch the Hogs play against LSU.
Yeah.
Should
And
be a good one.
before we get out of here, if you want to go to a concert, want to go to a baseball game or anything, go to SeatGeek and use promo code 4-Star Sports Media to receive $20 off your first order.
Yeah, we can't do a whole lot, but we can save you $20.
Yes, we can save. That'll buy you a bottle of water. Okay, one bottle of water. But at least,
Yeah, and a half of a hot dog at Yankee Stadium.
So again, all right. So 6 o'clock. Hogs play in about 12 minutes. So gives you enough time to get you something to eat and park yourself on the couch. So
All right,
anyways,
boys.
I'll see y'all next week.
Appreciate it. See y'all.